technology store. Oh yeah, and then watch them talk up the fire. Movie and TV show reviews that you need. Film preps on fire, we're planting the seeds. Film prep, we keep it real. Dive into the stories, you know the deal. Turn your phone, it's the place to be. Movie lovers gather round. 1, 2, 3. From blockbusters to indie gold. Oh yeah.
Welcome everyone. Happy Friday. We're here. That's right. Alan, Ing, and I are here today to tell you about movies in theaters. That's right. There are movies in theaters today. We also have some news stories, an interview with Clone Cops, the director of Clone Cops. Yes, it's a movie that's coming out. How are you doing? It's Friday. I nearly survived the week. And Alan will be joining me momentarily, actually very soon. So let's go. Let's start the show. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here.
Hashtag cancel Disney Plus.
Nope.
Alan.
Hey.
I thought you were on vacation.
I am on vacation, but this allows me to write off my vacation. So
Yeah, you're at work.
yeah, I'm at work. Yeah. Also, at the hotel room, and I had something clever to say and I forgot it. So yeah, keep going.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, if I remembered it, I would have said it, but I don't. But yeah, I'm on vacation. I'm at Universal Orlando. Right
China.
now.
Oh, this is. Oh, hold on. China. Oh, this is. Oh, hold on. China. Oh, this is. Oh, hold on. China. Oh, this is. China. Oh, this is.
Was that what you were?
Yeah.
Do?
No, here. I got the clever thing I was going to say. I love these noon start times for the Friday show.
Yeah, because you're on the East Coast.
I can literally watch a movie before the show.
Good.
And be able to review it. Yeah.
I hope you watch one.
I couldn't today.
Here's how I feel about you and your vacation. All right, give us the update. What have you been doing?
Yeah, no, we're on a Orlando trip here. We've completed the Universal portion of it. MegaCon is today and tomorrow. I will be roaming the floor today and at the Geeks and Gamers meetup tomorrow. And
will you be at the panel?
I will attend the panel. I'll be in the audience for the panel.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And by the way, when I flew in, had dinner with the Geeks and Gamers guys. My daughter was there, Kara, Ryan, and Disparu.
Wow.
Yeah, we all had dinner together.
And I think you're taller than all of them.
I think so.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, let's see who's here today as we start the show.
Yes, I know. I'll read it as best I can. Nbin 1975 became a YouTube member. A lot of cool things when you become a member. M for 5. Any advice when it comes to making a YouTube movie review channel? I'm thinking about jumping on the bus with y'all.
Just start it. You will suck for a long time. Don't quit.
Yeah. And my advice would be to pair up with a celebrity.
Yeah, if you can find one. But yeah. So I just say just do it and be really harsh on yourself. I'm more harsh on myself than I am on Alan or anybody. I try to make the show better. And as Alan points out, it's the most overproduced show on YouTube.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, but just keep doing it. Don't stop. Be consistent.
Yeah. Here we go.
From Casparius, late and happy.
That's right.
Suns and Shadows. I have Chris at 1 cup of coffee, 2 waiting. What's everyone else got?
Suns and Shadows is exactly right. I only had one, and I'm on my second, but yeah, there you go.
Big Worm. Remember, for 27 months, love hurts. Not being good hurts.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Lord Comment for 2. That's what she said. And from Rumble, Deeds, Minnesota for 5. Alan, saw your review of Grand Theft Hamlet. Went to see it with a friend. It was good. I wish I could have seen more of Hamlet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that show, that movie. Lord Thoth comes in. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Sign up as a member. Join us on X, Discord, Rumble, and Instagram. Buy our merch. Shop.filmthread.com.
That's right. And we do have new merch in the shop. We have merch related to, we're going to keep the award this merch up through the Oscars. So go check that out. We just added, there's a coffee mug. We have a pint glass that's coming that says the Oscars can suck it. So go to shop.filmthread.com. This is I have the t-shirt of this pint glass, which I love this pint glass. It goes good with beer. You can get that film.
That's a good picture. That's a really good picture.
I love that. Go to shop.filmthread.com and support our work. So here we go. Hey.
Geek Truth 199. Looking forward to meeting Alan at MegaCon. Yes, and please identify yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I realized we never debriefed about Award This either.
Yeah, because you weren't around. But I do have some things we could talk about with Award This.
Yeah.
We'll do put up the banner for Award This.
If I can find it.
Just do me a favor. Speak your internal monologue. I want to know every thought you're having. Let's say it out loud.
Banner.
Okay. Award This was a huge success. It's now kind of the cycle restarts, and we're looking for movies to be nominated for next year. We have a date on the calendar. Saturday, we're doing it on a Saturday, January 31st. It's the weekend between the NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl. It's a dead weekend. We have claimed that weekend. Saturday, January 31st, 2026 is the next Award This event. Please watch the video for it. It was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a blast, and there were a lot of weird videos have emerged from this. Have you seen this?
What's going on here?
Hey,
what's happening?
That was from the event. I don't know what was going on. What was?
Well, you were having a good time.
I was having a good time. So go to awardthis.com, keep up with what's happening.
And we can change that video.
I am so over that video. We're not doing that. But something else, we'll get news really. Hey, thank you for being a member, Jonathan Tchaikovsky. I appreciate that. Thank you. Check out our members only videos. I'm not sure if you're aware, yesterday, February 6th, was Film Threat's 40th anniversary. February 6th, 1985, the first 6-page Xeroxed issue of Film Threat, of which only 500 were printed, at a Kinko's in Detroit, Michigan, where I wrote a $50 check that bounced. That is a true story. And posted on X and Instagram. Please follow us on those, please. Happy 40th birthday, Film Threat. Film Threat began life as a Xeroxed fanzine with the first issue released on February 6, 1985. Decades later, we're still on a mission to champion truly independent films through our website, YouTube channel, podcast, and social media presence. Thank you to our fans who appreciate what we do, and to the writers, filmmakers, and everyone who has supported us for so many years along the way. And there it is. We've got little graphics here. I think
by the way, go back to that one. You didn't like Dune, did you, when it first came out?
Yes, I was pissed off.
Yeah.
I was pissed off about Dune. Why did I not crop that? I did a little screen grab from Instagram. That was kind of stupid of me. Anyways, go to
Well,
our.
first of all, Chris, congratulations to you on 40 years of Film Threat.
Oh well, thank you.
You were there from the beginning. You were
I
mostly
started
there
it.
throughout.
I started it.
I know
There's-
you were mostly there throughout its run.
There were times I dipped out, like where I was like, other people are gonna run it. I'm gonna go be a dad, But there's a lot of I posted, following this, all sorts of pictures, old covers of Film Threat, artwork that people have done. There is a documentary that's been in the works for over a decade now called Film Threat Sucks. Some time that will, see the light of day. But if you've not seen, like, Film Threat magazines are more and more rare. You can find them on Etsy. You can find them on eBay. But check out Film Threat magazine through the years. That was, I don't know how that Jon Stewart show on Comedy Central stole our logo for something. I forget what that was about. But it was kind of, I just want to say the attitude of Film Threat was kind of like the attitude of what the internet is now in print form. So it was very much, at the time, there were magazines like Spy and among others, and Film Threat kind of was at the forefront of coming up with unique ways to cover movies. And I did look, I love comic book movies and big studio stuff, but the indie films were truly what we championed at the time. That's Film Threat Video Guide, if you've never seen those. And then we, of course, did the Fantastic Four. I was on the set during the filming of that movie and was, kind of a little disappointed how that turned out. But in retrospect, it's an interesting novelty. So here we are. Yeah, it's take a little look at this Twitter feed or look on Instagram. A lot of photos. And if you can
look
find
at those covers,
if you can find any old issues of Film Threat, they are going. I paid $100 for one of the most rare issues recently. Bought it from a guy in England. So check it out. I don't know what to say. I don't want to speak too much. Just want to acknowledge. Yeah, that's kind of a big anniversary there. So there we go.
I'll just say that Award This happened last Sunday. It just reminds me of how proud I am to work for Film Threat and the work we do, and to meet. There were a lot of filmmakers who were nominated at the ceremony, and to just be able to talk to them and realize that it's an uphill battle for indie filmmakers, and I'm just proud to be there for them.
Oh, that's cool.
What's going on here?
Hey,
what's happening?
Yeah,
I think everybody's gonna do the Gore. There you go. All right. We have some news story. Oh, wait. Oh, we've got a bunch of supers. Holy cow.
Oh, hey.
I didn't see this coming. Let's get to these.
All right. From Modest Mike for 5. Heart Eyes and Love Hurts are out this week. After Companion, love that film, and Captain America Brave New World is out next Friday.
We're covering them all, and Heart Eyes and Love Hurts talking later today. We have to get to it really quick. Yep. Hey, knee pain. Holy crap.
Knee pain for 40. Wow. 40 for 40. Happy 40th Film Threat.
Oh, thank you, knee pain.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I have to have you back.
All right. Geek Truth 64 for $4.99. I think when Chris shared my YouTube channel, Alan's words were just what we need on the panel. Another white guy. I love Film Threat.
You're coming on to talk white guy stuff. Holy crap.
All right, for Jonathan Tchaikovsky, for $49.99. Thank you for truly inspiring evening at Award This. Shout out to Chris, Alan, Lori, Maggie, Ron Martino, Zach, Dante, Lee, and Drew for a wondrous evening. And thank you for reviewing my best friend's movie, Bittersweet.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. It's Award This. It's the only award show anyone can buy a ticket.
Yeah, had a good conversation with Steve Martini for Bittersweet. Again, awesome. I love Award This, just to be able to meet you guys.
Thank you. Very generous.
Borg Pork for 5. I just saw Love Hurts and Heart Eyes. Both of these Valentine's Day movies referenced each other with a metal straw as a weapon. Coincidence or planned?
Total coincidence.
Or planned. Sons and Shadows gifted 5 Film Theater memberships.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Holy cow.
Hey, Viper for 50 Canadian. I want to say thank you so much for reviewing, for the movie review on The Last Video Store. Josiah did a wonderful job. I mentioned this to Kevin, the owner of the Lobby DVD shop, and he was more than stoked. You guys are great.
Oh, thank you so much,
Yes.
Viper. God,
Josiah really likes those movies, I'll tell you. Gung Ho Mac, member for 12 months. Film Thread has officially lasted 39 years and 11 months longer than CNN Plus.
which lasted a month. Oh, thanks, Gun Ho Mac.
Lord Comment for 2. The Gore dance. Shake it like it owes you. It owes you money.
I can't keep doing that. I can't keep.
Yeah, you're gonna tire yourself out.
All right, let's get to our first news story because we have a lot of we have 4, maybe 5 movies to review. What do you want to talk about first, Alan? You decide.
Oh, well, I mean, we've got to keep that. Let me see. I might say that. Yeah, might keep that Karla Gascon.
There
Sofía
we
Gascon.
go.
There we go. Let's do this.
Karla Sofía Gascón silences herself.
Yeah,
Alan, bring up the story.
No, you're gonna have to bring it up. I'm on my iPad.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm on my iPad. I can't bring it up.
The commentary, please. I haven't read the story.
You haven't read the story. Here, let me.
I'll do it here, Alan.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I'm just saying.
Karla Sofía Gascón hopes her silence will help Emilia Perez be appreciated for what it is. New apology after director called her self-destructive. This is from Variety. I'll share the story with you, Alan, if you would.
Yes, as Oscar nominee Karla Sofía Gascón continues to weather criticism for her resurfaced history of racist internet posts, the Emilia Perez star has issued another apology in which she says she is hoping that her silence will allow the film to be appreciated for what it is, a beautiful ode to love and difference. The new statement comes after Gascon's director Jacques Audiard disavowed the best actress contender in an interview, saying he hasn't spoken to her and calling her self-destructive. Gascon says, following Jacques' interview that I understand, I decided for the film, for Jacques, for the cast, for the incredible crew who deserves it, for the beautiful adventure we all had together, to let the work talk for itself. Hoping my silence will allow the film to be appreciated for what it is, a beautiful ode to love and difference. All right. She's repeating herself.
Well, this is a unfolding story.
Mhm.
I think because the Oscar nominees have been announced, but the final Oscar voting has not happened, it will go one of 2 ways. This movie, Emilia Perez, will sweep the Oscars. Or this movie, Emilia Perez, will get 0 Oscars. It's not going to be, and I guarantee that Karla will not win. It's going to Demi Moore, is my prediction.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it's going to the latter. It'll be weird for Emilia Perez to get anything. And just the fact that all this comes out during Oscar voting. Because, you and I, for Critics' Choice Award, which happens tonight, none of this was out. So I didn't vote for her, but people certainly could have. Golden Globe, certainly. It's weird because part of me is like feeling like everyone has a file on them. Someone's collecting dirt on you as you live your life. And one day they're going to hold on to it until that most important time. And I think for Karla Sofía Gascón, that time is now. And I think just this controversy, which I have a lot of thoughts about, I think it's just going to tank the movie altogether.
Yep. All right, let's go to your comments here.
Jimmy Francis, member for 16 months. Big congrats. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for everything you do. Lord Comment. Best actress is going to a dude, just saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean,
yeah.
this would have been the time. Gareth Ross, UK. She knew the nail was halfway in, so accepted the fate of the nail. MK Solid. Just give the Oscar to Demi Moore.
I agree. I agree. So another news story here, Alan. Sundance, a colossal failure. And let me just say, I was at Sundance. I was there just for a couple days. I did some interviews with filmmakers for a project. I'll tell you about that another time. But I was on Main Street, which is the main drag in Park City, Utah, on a Friday, and it was dead. I posted video for members only, so check that out. But I have only heard of one or two movies that really interest me. There's one about podcasters during a zombie outbreak. That one seems kind of interesting. But Alan, I do recommend go to filmthreat.com. Literally just look up Sundance Film Festival. You will see hundreds of reviews going back 20 years and coverage. We always do a wrap up story. This is from last year.
Mhm.
We'll be doing the wrap up story for
Yeah.
2025. It links, these are linked. This is like what happened in Park City, the best movies. They're becoming more and more thin. So this is the link to a lot of the films that were reviewed in Park City. There's more than that. It's a simple way for you to get all the coverage.
Mhm.
Literally just look up Sundance Film Festival on Film Threat. But Alan, you wanted to talk about
Yes.
Sundance and where it is. Tell me. I'm
Okay,
curious.
so you were there, boots on the ground, and then I didn't get access to Sundance Films until a week after that, or the following week. So I hadn't seen anything by then. We have one writer there, Sabina, and in talking with her, first of all, she confirms the fact that it's dead. There's no one there. Slam Dance not being there also added to the problems.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, but in terms of the films itself, uh, the theme of Sundance this year should be the theme of bleak. Because I saw 3 movies, all of them just bleak, dark,
Like depressing.
depressing.
It's literally yes. When I just read the descriptions of the movies,
Mhm.
I want to end things. I just want
Yeah.
to like
You just want to kill
delete.
yourself.
It's so like, are there other topics? It just shows
Yeah.
that this next generation of filmmakers are depressed with
Mhm.
no purpose in life. And it really makes me sad, the topics that are being selected. And if you are a female filmmaker, you are required practically to have the exact same themes in all your movies. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. Look, I saw 3 films. And I was planning to see more. And after the 3rd film, I was done. It's like I cannot watch another Sundance movie, and I just quit. I go. I saw the podcaster zombie movie. Oh, let's see. I think it was called "You Didn't Die." Um, and again, it was like it wasn't really a zombie movie. It had zombies in it. It was in that situation, but it was just about this kind of family. They created a podcast to create a support group for people who survived and have survivor's guilt and stuff. And that's the movie. I saw another one called Bubble and Squeak. This is probably a more Hollywood film, starring Hamish Patel and Sarah Goldberg. And the comedy was just dreadful. It's the thing with comedy
Oh, I may have lost Alan. May have lost Alan.
is that the idea is that something weird or do something weird, it's funny, and that's what this movie is. It's just people doing weird things with a plot to string it all together. And it was just boring as hell. And they just it's the working too hard to be funny without being funny. And the third one I saw was Bunny Lover, which had an interesting thing. It was about a cam girl who was, who had a client send her a bunny and she had to take care of it. And again, that's just another bleak story. It's the thing about cam girls and S workers. it's like, yeah, don't shame them, but at the same time, shame them. And
Well, Sundance doesn't have anything interesting to say anymore.
mhm.
All they
Well,
do is parrot the agenda of the far left. That
Mhm.
is what Sundance is now, a far left tool. There's no diversity of thought. There's no diversity of political opinions. There is political bigotry. And I remember when the Me Too stuff went down, there was a 1-800 number you could call if you feel that you were harassed. It
yeah.
was this pathetic overreach. And it's also, they're trying to cater to a generation that doesn't leave the house, people
Mhm.
who are perpetually online. And the stories they have to tell are boring. They're boring and and safe to say on social media because they get their audience just agrees with them.
Yeah. Safe and bleak.
They're
Safe and bleak.
safe and bleak and not free thinking. And that's not what indie film is to me. Indie film is a lot of points of view and something new I hadn't thought about, and not like whatever this is. And Sundance has become not relevant. It's really an
Mhm.
irrelevant. It used to be a cultural touchstone that influenced things like the Oscars. A lot of movies would start their journey at Sundance and then get just distribution in January and then come out in the fall and win the Oscars. Sundance doesn't have those movies anymore. And a lot of the movies, a side note, a lot of the movies, they premiere at Sundance and the following week are on HBO Max or Prime Video. I kid you not.
Yeah.
I want to see, where are the Kevin Smiths of tomorrow? You know, the Tarantino who developed Reservoir Dogs at the Sundance Institute. Look up, there's footage of it. Sundance has spiraled into irrelevancy by adopting one side of the political aisle. There's a lack of diversity, and there's just a constant pushing of all the. I mean, it is literally the DEI fest, is what Sundance has evolved into. It's Sun DEI Film Festival, and that's not good. We need different ideas. Look, I want the drag queen documentary or the feminist
Mhm.
romantic comedy, and something like Am I Racist from Matt Walsh could have been at a festival.
Mhm.
But I mean, why
Yeah.
not all sides represented, all ideas, and filmmakers come together and discuss things? By the way, I'll tell you the project I'm involved in. I'm involved in a project called Lights, Camera, Conversation. And it's where I interview filmmakers on different sides of issues. And I went to Sundance to interview Palestinian filmmakers and Jewish filmmakers to find some type of common ground. It's a project that's getting off the ground. And I want to see if there's common ground with people on opposite sides of the aisle. It's not my project. It's a project put by people who work in marketing and advertising. I was a hired gun to conduct the interviews, and they approached me because I am, according to, I guess, the world, known as a guy that's kind of in the middle. At least I'm willing to look at both sides of an issue. But, I have my own personal political beliefs, but I also have my belief that, which is maybe more libertarian, that we cover everything. But we don't discriminate against a movie because the Daily Wire made it, And we also won't say a movie is good because the Daily Wire made it, It's like, I feel like we're very pragmatic approach. And I want to leave it there so we have so much to final thoughts, Alan.
Yeah. I think what is happening with Sundance is I think it feels like they're leaning away from the festival and leaning into their labs, where they
Right.
train writers and things like that. And based on that, I'm not hopeful for the direction they're sending these writers in.
Yeah.
I think what you just said, this idea of expressing different opinions, giving us a diversity of opinions. I don't think that's what they're teaching them. They're
They are
definitely not.
not.
Yeah, they're definitely not teaching them good storytelling. They're not teaching them good comedy. And it's like there's this foundation. If you're going to base the Sundance Film Festival on these new writers that you're mentoring, um, if you're poisoning the pot early in their careers, that's gonna set the tone of the festival for years to come, and it's not hopeful. I don't see it going anywhere. You know, uh, Speaking of, we just talked to Steve Martini, talked about his movie Bittersweet. Is a guy who went through that system. He had a
Mm,
Sundance Award-winning film, and they rejected his film when he submitted it for Sundance.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
it's
yeah,
very sad to see that uh good filmmakers are being ignored simply because they don't express what are the accepted views. Let's go to comments here.
yes. C Stein, 69, member for 15 months. Happy 40th anniversary and happy 21st to my beautiful wife. Uh, if if something built with honesty, passion, and a little crazy, it's bound to last.
Hey, and happy 21st anniversary to your wife. First of all, I didn't know you were that old. You don't look old. CD Stein 69. But that's great. That's great. And me,
Okay.
I have the touch up on StreamYard pulled up all the way for me, just
Yeah.
seeing.
By the way, did you hear what happened with the online platform with Sundance Films?
No, what happened?
So this year, films were available virtually to the public, and they started appearing on pirate sites.
Oh
They started getting
no.
bootlegged. Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah. People are not very happy about that, especially
Yeah.
the filmmakers who found their films on pirated sites.
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
go to more comments.
Yes, here, Abigail. Darn, that podcaster one sounded like it could have been fun instead of sad.
It,
It
it
was very
might,
sad.
yeah, it may very well be. I mean, a couple good movies always do come out of Sundance, but it's
Mhm.
been thin lately.
Yeah, it definitely leads dramatic. Let's put
Yeah.
it that way. Geek Juice 64 for 199. Cool. I saw that Mark Zicker won at Award This.
Mark Zicree. Yeah. He
Zicree.
won it at Award This. Watch Award This, please, folks. If you would, I want to get the views up on that. I want people to check it out. But thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Matthew Hammond for 2. Did Harvey Weinstein Me Too kill Sundance?
That's one of the many reasons. I really think it's the new audience, the Gen Z that
Yeah.
don't go to in-person experiences.
Yeah. Also, COVID. COVID didn't help. Shuxy member for 30 months. Happy 40th Film Threat. Thank you. It's wild that Chris has been doing Film Threat longer than I've been alive.
That's great, Shucksy. Yeah, no, I started it when I was in high school, so it was like a little zine, but yeah.
So you were Xeroxing. You weren't using
It was
the
a
ditto
Xerox,
machine.
it was a zine.
Yeah.
Look up what that is.
I say you
yeah.
weren't running it on a ditto machine, were you?
No.
80 LS24. TIFF, for all its faults, is now the only premier film festival in North America. Telluride, Tribeca are close, but not as historically relevant. Important to the award scene. Sundance is dead.
Unfortunately, I agree.
I mean,
all right, we gotta
yeah.
Go ahead. No,
I'm
go
just
ahead.
saying, TIFF is for award season. That's not a film festival to me.
Yeah. All right. The Critics' Choice Awards are tonight. Alan and I were supposed to be there. Alan is on vacation. They moved the event twice, and Alan is unable to go. I will be there, and I'm happy to say I have a lovely date.
No.
I have a date for the CCA. We'll see if I played my cards right. Hopefully, she still likes me after the awards. Chelsea Handler is hosting. It's critics sitting among all the nominated actors, actresses, directors, all that stuff. They kind of mix them in. There are first responders that will be sitting in tables up front during the awards. It's a big event, kind of like the Golden Globes. It's maybe a low budget version of the Oscars, but every celebrity that's at the Oscars will be there. I will be in the room. I'll take a lot of video for our members only. It's a very influential event in the sense that it mirrors the Oscar nominees. Generally, this year was a little off, but if you get nominated at the CCA and win, there's a good chance you will win at the Oscars. So it's a very influential organization. It's more than 400 members of critics across the country. They include writers, broadcasters. I joined about 20 years ago. Rod Lurie recommended me to get in the organization. The only way to get in the organization is to be recommended by a colleague. I recommended Alan. He then was able to get in. We're trying to get Dante in. I really want to get my friend, our friend Dante, Verbal Riot Show, into the CCA. They started to include YouTubers, influential YouTubers. I'm proud to be a part of this organization. Mm-hmm. Alan and I have a voice. Doesn't always go the way you think, but we have a voice. Emilia Perez is nominated for a lot of awards, and a friend of mine is actually sitting at the Netflix table with the nominees. It'd be
no kidding.
Alan, what did you want to say about the CCA? I gave my little rant.
Yeah,
I'll be there. So it's on E tonight. You might see me way in the back. That's where I always end up sitting. I never get a good seat, but I'll try to. I am wearing a tuxedo, and look for someone very hot in an orange dress. But,
okay.
To match our.
And I know this person, right?
You do know this person.
Okay. All right. I do love being part of the Critics' Choice Awards. I think a lot of it has to do with being able to meet other critics and talk. And, that's, my ability to reach out to them and talk to them has grown over the years, which is great. This is a weird year. The fires didn't help, but also the movies this year didn't help. And, I think the best thing you can say about the Critics' Choice Award is in the past, I believe it's influenced the Oscar nominations, Oscar winners. This year, not so much, because we haven't had the award yet, so we don't know who won. And boy, that Oscar list, when the Oscar nominations came out, I felt like, wow, this is what happens when our awards haven't come out yet.
Right.
It just felt like all over the place. And the fact that Emilia Perez did get 13 awards, honestly, I will be surprised if Emilia Perez gets. I'll be angry if Emilia Perez gets any of the major awards tonight. And let me remind you, we voted before the controversy came out.
Exactly, we voted before all this stuff came out. And I'll reveal I did not vote for Emilia Perez in anything. I voted for other things, but look, it doesn't always go the way I think, and it shouldn't. I'm one voice, and I think you and I, our voting tends to line up. I always send you what I voted for, so I'll check. But I'm excited to see the results. So
yeah, me too.
Watch tonight on E. You might see me, but look. I like award shows. That's why I created one, and I get very festive during them.
Yeah, please do that tonight with your date.
I'm going to do that. All right. One last story before we get to our reviews for today. There's a Super Bowl commercial preview, and Disney has a very interesting ad. Alan, I know you want to comment on this.
Yeah.
There are a couple observations. I'm just going to say it's a 1-minute ad from Disney Plus. Let's take a look at this, and then we'll comment on the other side. So here we go.
What if there was no galaxy far, far away? And there was no joy. And they never did assemble. What if every second didn't count? And he never did remember who he was? What if she never did step into the arena and he didn't see more butts? And she never did let it go and no one ever did get murdered in this building, then that would really suck, wouldn't it? But hey, there is a galaxy far, far away, and there is joy, and they did assemble, and every second does count, and he did remember who he was, and she did step into the arena, and he did see more butts, and she did let it go. And best of all, a whole bunch of people did get murdered in this building.
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
And aren't we lucky for that?
You're muted.
What do you think, Alan? It
I'm
comes
pissed
off
off.
as desperate. A lot of the stuff isn't Disney. That's what's weird. It's
Oh.
Hulu. It's all this other stuff. What do you think?
Yeah, that upsets me. How about this? What if we recreated iconic moments of Disney's past in remakes nobody asked for, and then those original moments would just disappear?
Right.
Look. What version of Lion King did they use in that? They used the live action Lion King. I mean, it's hypocritical. It is hypocritical. The fact that the iconic moments, these "what if this happened" moments, never refer to any of Walt's original stuff. The
Yes.
Lady and the Tramp spaghetti kiss. There's so many iconic moments, and Disney has systematically gone through, remade them in hopes that we would forget those. So yeah, this "what if" of people disappearing, moments disappearing, they're doing it currently, and that's why I'm pissed off. And then secondly, when did Josh Gad become the voice of Disney?
When they got desperate.
Yeah.
Let's go to your comments here.
Did you didn't say anything about this?
Let's go. We have a lot to do, Alan.
I know, but all right. Olo Li Ukui, Chris, I would love it if you would first scan the first issue of Film Threat and put it on the site.
We are going to be launching a Kickstarter to get money to complete the Film Threat documentary. And one of the things we're doing is offering all issues of Film Threat in digital form. Every single one. We are not going to put it on the site, but we will offer it as a as an incentive to you'll get all the issues, and it'll help us complete the documentary.
All right, Lord Comment for 2. So make sure you deflate your dates afterwards, Chris Gore.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, deflate your date. Okay. Rudy, member for 6 months. I was hoping you and Alan would go to the CCA like Kanye and his wife went to the Grammys. Won't say who is who, though.
That'll probably happen.
Yeah. By the way, watch the award this ceremony. Lord Bass became a YouTube member. Thank you for that.
You got to read this in a mafia voice.
Okay.
From After Embers.
You sure have some nice. What?
Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. You sure you have some nice entertainment here? It would be a shame if someone took it away from you. Just saying.
That was good, Alan. That was good. Love it. Thank you, After Embers. Okay. Let's bring up our first review, Love Hurts. The posters, Alan. Or can
Lori has those.
Can you do that, Lori? Because I don't have it. Okay. While we're sitting here, Alan, tell us about your vacation.
My vacation is great.
What have you done? So you went to Universal first.
And Islands of Adventure. We had a park hopper going back and forth. I will say that the 2 main Harry Potter rides were amazing. I rode Hagrid, rode him twice. Then the one that takes place in Hogwarts. That's a great one. And then the Velocicoaster is another good one. All right. So now we. Okay. So Love Hurts.
How does the formatting of this work, Alan?
Okay, so we got to. There's that one. Okay, then there we go. And then put Love Hurts as the main poster.
This is great. Okay,
all
right. Why am I seeing all this other stuff on the side?
Because Apple does things wrong. There we go.
Perfect. Alan, I know you're a huge Kihei Kwan fan.
Yes.
He won the Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once. He is beloved, and he was cheated by not being in the recent Indiana Jones movie, Dial of Destiny.
Mhm.
I think if he was in it and reprised his role as Short Round, would have added some weight to that story. They made a huge mistake They should have had him in the movie. He is starring in this film. It's an action movie called Love Hurts, in which he plays a real estate agent with a dark past involving his brother doing shady things. He now loves what he does as a real estate agent, but his past comes to haunt him. A woman from his past, played by Ariana DeBose, and some hidden money that was skimmed off the books by people involved in this bad organization. And now Hie Kwan is fighting all these assassins. Alan, tell me more about Love Hurt.
Tell you more beyond that.
Yeah.
Let's see. So he is living the life of a real estate agent. His past comes to haunt him. Rose, played by Ariana DeBose, starts sending Valentine's letters to him and various members of the mob there. It's a threat. She is supposed to be dead. In fact, Marvin, Kie Kwan's character, was supposed to kill her and bury her, but he didn't. He let her go. And so, and let's also mention that this movie is Valentine's Day themed. And so not only are there Valentine's Day cards, but there are many love story subplots in this movie that just makes this movie so much better. And then, of course, there's the action. Marvin is a great assassin. Can use all weapons and various forms of martial arts, specifically too, and tries to survive and tries to find love at the end. How's that?
How does he do? Like, look, I'll just say this. I like his character. Marvin Gable is the character's name. He's a real estate agent. He has a rival real estate agent that's like a martial artist. This movie was fun but disappointing, really disappointing. And a lot of it has to do with not Kie Kwan. He's very likable. He has zero chemistry with Ariana DeBose. Like, it takes place during Valentine's Day, and there's supposed to be something romantic. They are not a match. They have zero chemistry. I would say they have negative chemistry. In addition, like, I thought the action was fine, but a lot of the action sequences take place in really boring tract homes in California. I've been to those homes. Like, an action scene in a kitchen, an action scene in a model home. It's like, the locations are really boring, and it looks like everything was on a set. I was really disappointed in this movie. For me, it's a pass. And I don't know. I was just like colossally disappointed because I like Kie Kwan. Now, the one thing is the action scenes themselves are kind of fun, but there's a sameness about them.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's like, and they're doing it in slow motion. It's like, take the frying pan, do this, throw this thing, a knife goes here in your hand. Like, it's just so choreographed. It's over choreographed to not be believable. It's like, I just was really underwhelmed. And the third act, you're just not invested. So yeah. This is a pass for me. And it takes place during Valentine's Day. Kind of surprising, but I don't know. What'd you think, Alan?
Okay, so three things. Well, yeah, three things. One, it's a romance. Two, it's a mob story. And three, it's an action film. So what that means is you're bringing three genres together in hopes of creating a super genre. And what winds up happening is, rather than getting a great movie because you did three genres, you're getting a movie with three weak genres. On its own, this should have been a better love story. But because it's a mob film and an action film, there's really not a lot of time to spend on the romance, which is why Key and Ariana have no chemistry whatsoever in it. because it's a mob story, but then you have the action and the romance behind it. It's a standard mob story with an embezzlement skimming scheme, and the problem is that in order to enjoy it, is you must have seen previous mob films to fill in the gaps that it can't bring into this movie.
Right.
The action, I will say, I like the action better, but it wasn't enough to push it over to a recommendation. It's pretty bloody, it's pretty gory, it's very violent and brutal. But because this is also a comedy, it's done in a very lighthearted way, which kind of it just doesn't work. You have
the tone's all over.
Tone is wrong.
Yeah.
Well, the tone is comedic when it really needed to be a mob. So when Alvin, Key's brother, tries to be the bad guy, you don't get the depth of it because everyone else is playing it as a comedy. And the other thing is, I like the fact that Key is in the movie. I like the fact that his brother is also Asian, but his name is Marvin Gable, which is not exactly an Asian name. And it's kind of like, if you're going to cast an Asian, why not be a little more authentic to it? The other thing is, what was I going to say here? So this romance between him and Ariana DeBose, it reminded me of the Marvels. Remember when Captain Marvel goes to the Singing Planet and there her Asian husband is?
Yeah.
You just get the sense that this is the same relationship, that she's in love with an Asian man who she has no intention of ever kissing or having sex with.
Right.
And never, and I just find that really insulting, because at the end, I don't remember them hugging, and I definitely never saw them kiss. So what kind of romance is that?
Exactly. It just doesn't, it's not believable. It's sad because I like Hee Kwan. He deserved better. And really, I really think it's the director's fault. He had all the elements, couldn't get the tone right. It doesn't work. And not only that, it looked cheap. It looked like it was all shot on a set, and it looked bad.
Well, the director is a stuntman. And so I think that was, I think he was more focused on the action.
Well,
and at which point
was the only part that worked, but even then it got tired.
Right. But the thing is, if action's your thing, your movie better be about action. And there was not enough action in it. And he just wasn't capable of keeping or finding that balance between comedy and drama, and then also didn't know how to do a romance. And so it just falls apart along the way. And so I just remember thinking to myself, there's too much exposition. There's too much story. You're good at action. Give me more action. There should have been twice as much of action in this movie than there was.
All right, a pass from both of us.
Yep.
Let's go to your comments.
Okay, Ololi Ukui. Good reminder to rewatch Assassins with Banderas and Stallone, directed by Richard Donner. Just Call Me Bard. If anything, this is a Jackie Chan ripoff.
Total Jackie Chan ripoff.
That's true. Now that I think about it. New Nobody. Good premise, poor execution. No, bad premise too.
Yeah.
It's a standard premise. Let's just put it that way. Ron Enriquez. I'm sick of action films where people get body slammed and thrown across the room, and they quickly get up like it's no big deal.
Yeah, unbelievable.
ADL is 24, but do they touch foreheads? They don't even do that.
I'm so sick of that touch foreheads.
Yeah, well, at least they didn't do it.
All right, let's go to Hard Eyes, because it's a movie I saw that you did not see.
Yep.
Hard Eyes it's okay. Let me tell you about Hard Eyes. Alan, let me ask you, do you love romantic comedies?
Yes, I do.
Love, like When Harry Met Sally, just go on and on to the great romantic comedies that you've seen. And do you love horror and like a slasher movie like Halloween?
No.
Well, this movie, Hard Eyes, is it's the Reese's Pieces. It's a romantic comedy got in your slasher movie. It's Halloween by way of When Harry Met Sally. It's directed by Josh Rubin. There are two characters. Olivia Holt plays Allie, and Mason Gooding, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son, plays Jay. They work in advertising for a jewelry company. It's around the holidays. And during Valentine's Day every year, there is the Heart Eyes Killer that goes after couples, trying to kill couples. Allie was recently dumped by her boyfriend. Her ex-boyfriend is seeing a new woman, and she's kind of stalking him on Instagram. Jay is the new guy in town, and suddenly they meet cute getting coffee. It's totally cliche, but charming. And then Allie comes to find out Jay is the consultant that's brought in to save her campaign that she screwed up. And they spend, there's also two cops played by Jordana Brewster and Devin Sawa. They are amazing in it, investigating these murders. They cross paths with the Hard Eyes Killer. It does, this movie, strangely, does everything a great romantic comedy, what you love in a great romantic comedy. They meet cute. They actually have chemistry. It's sexy. There's a great comedy bit where they're at Allie's apartment and the killer's after Allie and Jay, and she's trying to hide a dildo that she has on her nightstand. It's just, it's got all the elements: comedy, romance, couple. You want them to get together. There's something keeping them apart, and it's someone trying to kill them. I loved it. I saw it with an audience that was part of Beyond Fest. They were over the moon, ecstatic. There was a Q&A after the movie, which I've archived for members only, so check that out. Josh Rubin did not realize like what a talent he is. He was previously an actor, but he's done other movies like Werewolves Within, among others. So I liked Werewolves Within. I don't know if you saw that from a couple years ago, 2021, with Sam Richardson.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that guy. And Melania Weintraub, from
the AT&T girl.
From the AT&T commercials. Josh is great. He did such a good job with Werewolves Within. By the way, we've interviewed him before on this channel, so look up Josh Rubin. Hard Eyes, it's the perfect Valentine's movie. I might go see it again with someone special. Let me just say, on Valentine's Day. It's funny, it's charming. I love a good romantic comedy, and at the same time, it's like a slasher movie with a twist. So I don't want to get into it. Some of it, I think the third act kind of drags a little for me, but it's everything you want out of both genres, and it nails it. It nails it. So I really loved it. I hope they make a sequel. It's 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. 90%. That's good. I don't know what the audience score is, but my God, I really, really enjoyed this movie. Strong recommend from me. The movie to see. Look, is it the greatest movie ever? Is it the best horror film I've ever seen? I can't say that, but romantic comedy is kind of a dying genre, and there's nothing woke about it at all. It's just fun. It's light. Here's the thing. The couple have such good chemistry. You're like, you so want them to get together. And God, I really had a great time, and I plan to see it again. So, and Alan, I would recommend it to you. I know you're not.
Yeah, you
say
you just convinced me to see it.
You got to see it because, and the horror, it's not the bloodiest or goriest. Yeah, there are some really clever like kills. They're clever ones, but they're not. This isn't like, it's not The Substance. Let me just say that. It's not super gory. It's a slasher movie. It's Michael Myers, or Jason. It's that kind of thing. I loved it. Strong recommend. I'm glad I could recommend a movie this week. So
all right.
I might have one more recommend, but I loved it, and I will go see it again.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing it now.
Yeah.
Maybe this weekend.
It's just fun. It's what we need. And the thing is, Name another romantic comedy in the last year.
Name a good one.
Name a
Oh.
good one. There hasn't been. So, and it's a genre that's like, look, I'll see a couple romantic comedies a year. They haven't even made those. It's cute. It's a heterosexual couple. None of this forehead stuff. There might be some kissing. Hard kissing. Some hard kissing. Yeah, but really get into it. All right, I'll hold myself back.
Okay. And we have a franchise out of this now, do we?
I think they should make a franchise every Valentine's Day. So, strong recommend from me. Let's go to your comments.
Oh, Honora. That was the rom-com.
But even that, it's kind of depressing.
I know.
About a stripper.
And they don't really get together. So.
This is normal people in a romantic comedy. I want that. Normal people, they're at odds. They like each other. Why aren't they getting together? And then they get together. And you see what might happen. It plays on tropes from romantic comedies. You're like, oh, because you like, every time you think, oh my God, it's a total cliche. I've seen this in a million romantic comedies, but now with someone trying to kill you. So it's very funny.
Aww.
And I had a great time. Let's go to comments.
And do they touch foreheads at the end?
Never.
Horror sucks ass. Love this movie. It's a perfectly executed horror rom-com.
Yes.
Porg for 5. The part about the liberal white woman who tried to fix a big, scary, violent black guy who wrote poetry was kind of corny in Love Hurts.
I don't know where you got that. That's not.
Well, no, it was,
oh, no,
it
no,
was that
Love
sub-love story.
Yes, in Love Hurts. Yeah, that was bad. That was
the girl with the nose ring.
Oh,
we all love.
So annoying. Yeah.
We all love nose rings.
I agree with you.
JWT 6577 for 5. I was hoping this one was about Anne and Nancy Wilson going on a rampage after being asked if they were sisters or lovers by record execs once too often. Heart eyes. Heart, from heart. David Rose has a 90s feel. Is that right?
Yeah, it does. Definitely has a 90s horror feel.
Okay. Lord Comment for 5. Nothing brings a couple together or apart like murder/mayhem with your special someone, if you have one.
Yeah, it's really that. It's go see this movie.
Modest Mike for 5. From AMC, coming soon. See up to 4 movies a week. A-list benefits and pricing will change May 7th, 2025. I've heard of that.
I like these changes. It goes up, I think, $3 or $4.
$3, yeah.
$3, but you can see 4 movies a week, and none of this pull out your ID. You upload a profile picture. What?
Okay. Yeah, no, I hate pulling my ID out every time.
You don't have to do it. Your profile pic will be on there. So there you go.
Oh, good. My face is in the database. Great.
Exactly. I don't mind it. Let's switch to another movie, Renner. If we would pull that up. Renner stars Frankie Muniz as a young tech entrepreneur. He is developing an AI that will coach you in life, and the AI gets out of control when it's coaching Renner, who's the lead character, who likes a girl who lives down the hall in his apartment. And he ends up setting a date with Jamie, who he ends up finding out has a boyfriend. He didn't know that when he set the date. Her and her boyfriend come over. They kind of have a meal together, but things are not all good with Jamie and her boyfriend. She ends up kind of falling for Renner. There's a little romantic triangle there. And Renner is the AI may have other intentions. I don't want to spoil what happens in the second half, but things go way off the rails when I'll give you a little taste. Jamie may have other intentions for Renner regarding his AI. She might be trying to steal it. This is a low budget sci-fi thriller at a tight 90 minutes. I thought it would be a good episode of, say, Black Mirror. I wish they made more episodes, of Black Mirror. They don't make Black Mirror anymore, unfortunately. It's not a movie. It gets a little I would say the second half of the movie gets a little too, how do I say this? Torture porn for me. Throwing some wrenches in the mix. And I just feel like the movie felt small since almost the entire film takes place in Renner's apartment. So, and then the hallway, and it really feels like a set designed to be futuristic, right? So, I would say Renner, I would like this maybe if for a short film, but I feel like what's there as a story doesn't sustain for a full 90 minutes. So ultimately a disappointment, can't recommend it, but a valiant effort. Might have been better as a short film. But I like the idea of a movie about AI. It's in limited release in theaters. AI is kind of interesting. It really is like this sort of big eye, literally an eye that Renner talks to. So, but oddly cannot recommend. I cannot recommend.
This poster makes it look like it's a kid's film. I think Frankie Muniz just comes off as a kid's film.
Well, because he was in Malcolm in the Middle.
I know. And then this, I guess that's the eye there on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like a cute little robot.
Well, what's revealed is, should I do spoilers? Is you can kind of figure it out. It's a Black Mirror episode stretched to a feature.
All right.
And I really wish I wish it was better. That's all I'll say. I wish it was better. Let's go to your comments.
Modest Mike for $2, $27.99.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay, Just Call Me Bard. That poster looks like a kid show in the 90s, circa Spy Kids. Yeah,
it's a complete misrepresentation because it gets really dark. That's all I'll say.
All right, Thomas Pickett for $5. The danger of AI isn't that if it goes bad, the danger of AI if it is good. I write about this. Hollywood hasn't figured this out yet. All right, I have to think about that one. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for $5. Off topic, but out of the Marvel films slated for release this year, which film will make the most at the box office? Will they all be flops? Fantastic Four will be the top.
I agree.
And, Captain America will flop. And jury's out on Thunderbolts.
Yep.
All right, Davina Duckworth. Malcolm is still in the middle.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Patrick Lemire. It's confusing when your AI shares its name with a Marvel actor.
Yeah, true. Renner. Jeremy Renner.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw the name, that's what I thought. This is the Jeremy Renner story when he got run over by a tractor.
All right, let's go to our final review for today. If you would, Alan.
There we go.
Yeah. Sorry about this. Here we go. Brave the Dark from Angel Studios is the true life story of a very kind teacher at a school, Stan Dean, who was a real person, played by Jared Harris. I recognize Jared Harris, a character actor, a character actor who was prominently featured in Mad Men, which I really love.
Son of Richard.
And son of Richard Harris. He plays Stan Dean, a teacher that is kind. He teaches theater and math. And Nicholas Hamilton plays Nathan Williams, who is a young high school student getting in trouble in the 80s. And he is pulling small crimes. He's violent in the school. He's, I guess you would call him JD. One fateful morning, Stan Dean, the teacher, sees Nathan sitting at his desk and he gives him a chocolate bar. This small act of kindness makes Nathan maybe trust this teacher, maybe think the world is not out to get him. It's revealed that Nathan was pulling crimes and may have to go to juvenile detention, actually, jail for young kids. But Stan Dean takes him under his wing to try to help him. He's struggling in school and with life and just dealing with emotions. As I'm watching this movie, I think, this is like an Angel Studio. This is like an after-school special. It's really schmaltzy. Stan Dean is kind of this. He's basically mourning the loss of his mother, who he lived with. So he kind of takes Nathan in his house because it's revealed that Nathan has been living in his car. He is really homeless and doesn't have family. And so Stan Dean asks, can you stay with me? And he loves Christmas. Stan loves Christmas so much. He buys all these Christmas gifts. The whole thing is like, this is an after school special. When later in the film, it's revealed that Nathan suffered an unspeakable childhood trauma that explains his difficulty dealing with life. And I will say this, the final act of the movie, it got me. God, I was so pissed. I'm watching this movie like all like this is for kids. It's an after school special. And then the real life what happened to Nathan Williams. And then the real Nathan Williams is in the end of the movie, briefly at the end of the film. And there is a charity behind this regarding kids and childhood trauma. I don't even want to tell you what happened to Nathan Williams as a kid. It's horrifying. But the movie got me. And I'm sitting here choked up at the end. It ends at Christmas, and wow, I was really, really like amazed. So, I recommend it if you're looking for something to tug at your heartstrings. It's Angel Studios. It's a real story, and it's set in the 80s, 90s era. And in the end, I really enjoyed it. So I would say support and see Brave the Dark. But get ready, the ending of the movie, you might, bring tissues. I didn't cry, but I got very close.
So the journey to get to the end, was that tough to get through, or was it just kind of?
I was kind of checked out. I'm like, well, this is kind of for kids. It's an after, but then it really gets when it's revealed, behind why Nathan is so scarred as a teenager. Yeah, the payoff is great. So there you go. Let's go to comments here.
Modest Mike for 2. Movies are getting shorter with AI. #companion.
Yeah.
Jean Hu gifted 5 Film Threat memberships. Thank you for that. Jean Hu. Khalid, Dark Will Hunting.
Exactly.
Laura Buckles, he gave him candy. Did he have a van outside?
It's probably worse than that.
Yeah.
They really go into detail about what happened to him.
Oh.
And it's not sexual, just to be clear.
Okay. The more you talk, I'm like, oh.
It's the worst thing that could happen to a kid in the world without getting. Yeah.
Let me guess. His dad dressed as Santa on Christmas Eve, went down the chimney and burned to death.
No.
Ron Enriquez, here we go, Chris. I got choked up. LOL.
What are you mocking me for that?
That's what movies are supposed to do, especially dramas.
Yeah. Well, that's it for our reviews today. We have the director of Clone Cops. Someone else is there. Who is I have to change this now. I'm going to make an assumption here. I'm going to try something out. Because I think, okay. Yeah, okay. We have an interview today. So thank you for waiting patiently in our digital green room. Thank you for that. Wait, I this is not all set up. Alan, what is going on? What is going on?
Isn't it?
No.
It's this one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's set up.
It's not. It's no, I got it. It's all good.
Okay, all right.
It's all good, man. I know what I'm doing
Alright.
practically. So, all right. I love to talk to independent filmmakers. I love to get their stories. I love to hear the battles of making and releasing an indie movie. So let's talk to the director and star of the sci-fi comedy Clone Cops. Let's do that. Hey guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Hey, it's Danny. Is it Dones or Duns?
Dones, yeah, you got it.
Danny Dones and Philip Cordell. How's it going?
So great to be here. Big fans of what you guys do, and hugely thankful for your support of indie film, man.
Oh, of course. Well, thank you so much. Before I want to show the trailer for your movie because people will not believe it until they see it. But Clone Cops, is it out today?
It's been out. We came out last Friday, so January 31st it came out. Yeah, it's available on all platforms, TVOD platforms right now.
And give us the pitch for this movie before I want to show people what this is so they get a taste.
Yeah, man, it's so the movie's about a gang of criminals that have to defend their hideout against a replicating police force known as the Clone Cops. The more clones they kill, the more they make, the dumber they get. So that's kind of the basic overview of it.
Yeah. And that, like, from thought process, when you thought up the idea for the film to getting it released, how long was that?
About 2.5 years, right? Danny and I co-wrote the film together.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Danny and I,
That's really great.
Yeah, man. And so we wrote it in about 6 months and we're shooting. And we shot in October of 2022. So we're coming up, we just rolled over 2 years, coming up into 2.5 years since we shot. And so
And
maybe
And where did you shoot it? Sorry. Where did you shoot?
We shot the whole movie here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's actually the whole movie shot in one location. So we were able to find an abandoned mental hospital that we shot in, and and we just changed it. We shot in different rooms to get different looks and stuff. And there's some sets that we didn't even touch. There's a whole like boiler room set that we just walked into, and we're like, "Hey, this is dressed. We're ready to go. Let's shoot."
Wow.
Let's just say there are a lot of abandoned mental hospitals all across the nation. So
yeah. Let's take a look at the trailer and we'll talk about it on the other side. The trailer is 98 seconds. Let's go.
They replaced real cops years ago.
When one of them dies, they just recycle them to make more clone cops.
We've got something pretty special brewing over here.
Isn't that neat?
All right, let's make some replicants.
Okay, this place was designed to keep people like us out. It's a rigged system. It's only rigged if you play by the rules. We have a live feed coming in from every single replicant in the field.
Welcome to the party.
And we're going to show you all the action up close and personal.
How do I look?
Stupid.
What the hell was that?
Freeze, criminal scum.
Have you been having sex with the replicants? Aren't you afraid of catching a clone mini?
These guys serious?
I said dance.
Behind you!
You gotta be jazzed at the scoreboard. One clone down, one criminal down.
Mama said not.
Oh, no.
Okay, enough goofing around. Let's get serious.
Ready.
I'm gonna go kill this thing.
Good luck, moron. I live in space. Bye.
Everybody, go. We are already on surveillance, and now they're sitting in special forces.
Whoa!
They weren't that special.
Ooh, shiny.
Hurry up, come on. This is all I've ever wanted.
We will find you.
Oh, you sweet, sexy son of a...
Clone cops.
I'm pumped. Let's get you a gun.
There you have it.
That's it.
Magic.
That's awesome. How did you design the outfit of the clone cops, that kind of mask thing?
Yeah, so I had a friend that I went to college with who's a great graphic designer and artist, and we both love the same kind of stuff. We grew up watching Star Wars and stuff together, and we kind of speak the same nerd language. So I reached out to him, and he did a bunch of concept art for us. And he worked at Fruit of the Loom for a long time, so he had this like background in corporate design, and so he kind of put some of his thoughts into where like the design was made by like committee, so like every VP got to put their thumbprint on it. So that was kind of our idea, was it's this thing that is terrible because so many people got to say what's going into it, kind of thing. And then from there we just 3D printed the helmets and went with that. And we kind of felt like, this is our chance to do something interesting and iconic. Like I kind of going back to, I was like, if I, this is my Boba Fett helmet kind of thing. Like this is the chance to make that, something that's going to stand out and really grab attention.
Well, I mean, you obviously could do merch from it.
Yeah,
So
the popcorn bubble.
There you go.
I put myself to sleep every night with my giant.
Oh my God. That's awesome. Hey, we have over 1,300 people watching live. We have comments and questions in our chat. You want to talk to the chat? Let's go.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Okay. From Solomon Thornton, greetings, Sir Philip and Sir Daniel. What was your writing process? And I put up like actor, director, but on a small indie movie, I'm sure you guys had 5 jobs.
All the hats.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Philip and I co-wrote the movie. So he was a writer as well. And then, on set, he was spitballing and ad-libbing stuff all day long. So that writing process continued through. But yeah, we start out with, just the Save the Cat was what we started with. Yeah. We used that book, and it's been very good for us. And we started to just outline and then beat board. And from there, we went through, what was it, like 9 or 10 drafts. We had a table read at one point, and when we left the table read, we compared notes, and we both had one big note scribbled on the front of the page, which was needs to be funnier. So we went back to the drawing board and kind of started from scratch there and changed a lot of stuff. And and we were writing right up until the week before we started shooting. We were doing new drafts.
And I have a question. What's the film scene like in Nashville? Because I first of all, I love Nashville. I would maybe like to live there someday. Who knows? But there is a film scene there. You're not the first filmmakers I've talked to that are from Nashville. Can you tell me what the film scene is like there?
Yeah, I would say there's the indie film scene, of which, we're trying to plant our flag,
Right.
You're right. There are other indie filmmakers in town, many of whom are our friends. We don't have the kind of tax credits that some of our neighboring states, Georgia or even Kentucky, have. So we don't have quite as large of an indie film scene. But there's a few of us all trying to do our things, and it's just such a cool community to get to be a part of. And then Danny has been working professionally in TV and film here. Right, Danny?
Yeah, I'm actually working on a show right now. Blumhouse and Amazon are doing that we're shooting here in town. So there is,
nice.
We do have some larger productions in town.
More questions from our chat. The nerd far away. Hail, Mr. Cordell and Mr. Dones. How difficult is it to get permission when using music for movies?
Do you have money? Because that's really the only thing that matters, Man, we've got some rad music in our film, and it's all licensed from here in Nashville. And some of it we were swinging above our pay grade, but had some friends that could get to some of the artists. And if an artist really wants the song in the movie, they can typically lean on their publishing company if they own the master side. There's 2 sides, the master side and the publishing side. You got to clear both sides. So it's a lot of paperwork. How difficult is it to get permissions? It's a pain in the butt, frankly. But it's just a necessary thing if you want to keep your paperwork in order and do it the right way. And we had one song that Danny and I had gone to Bonnaroo. We were like, let's go to Bonnaroo and really crack this movie, And we saw some acts, and saw one performer, and there was a great song, and we were like, that's going in Clone Cops. And we worked with them, we worked with them, and we got a festival license to use the song in the movie, and it's a banger. And then when it came, when we got distribution, albeit an indie distribution deal, right? So we're not getting the kind of giant upfront money that maybe people used to get back in the early 2000s and the 90s. And we went back to their label, which happened to be Warner Brothers, and we're like, yeah, here's what we got. And they're like, oh, that's a 30th of what you're going to need, So, I mean, it's just a fact of life, for this sort of thing. So a lot of hoops to jump through, but certainly worthwhile and adds so much production value to your film. I think it's always worth it to get great music if you can.
And Laura Buckles says, I'm going to sign off all my emails with good luck, morons. I live in space. Bye.
Yeah, that seems to be the standout line from the movie. That's definitely one of the more quotable ones. And we already stuck it on a t-shirt, so we know it's out there.
Caveat ties, how did you go about gathering your crew?
I've, like Philip said, I've been working in film here for 15 years. So I've worked with a bunch of great people that I knew and that I liked working with. And so a lot of those folks we already kind of knew we were going to reach out to. The other thing that we kind of tried to do with this movie was give everybody an opportunity to move up a position. So if you're, you might be an on-set costumer or something like that. We're like, well, why don't you come design for us on this? And in doing that, you kind of give people an opportunity, and maybe you'll get some great work, and that fits within your budget range, because we could not pay union rates. We just didn't have the budget for that. So part of the pay scale kind of ends up being opportunity to jump up and get a credit and do something that you don't normally get to do, that you want to move into. So that was part of it for us as well.
And question from 8 Ellis 24. Was the plan always for Philip to portray the role of Clone, or was that something that happened because he was available on the shoot?
That was always the plan. Danny and I write a ton of stuff, and I'm usually in it and he's usually directing it. We've got a great shorthand. But the real deal with this, we're like, what if we make Clone Cops, if we run out of money, we can just finish the movie, me and you, we know that's all we need. And you guys saw the trailer. It's wacky, it's wild. And I think if you see the film, yeah, there's a lot of silly clone stuff, but we've layered in some kind of commentary about a lot of stuff that's shaking out in the world right now, from the tiny cameras everywhere to the kind of commodification of the workforce that we're all experiencing. And so, getting to play the silly clones was probably the fun kind of silly version that helped us pass all that other stuff under the radar.
And you secured the website clonecopsmovie.com.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking at it now.
We also have nefaricorp.com as well.
Well, there you go. And last question here from Aid Ellis 24. What have been the biggest changes you have seen over the past few years within the indie filmmaking scene in Nashville?
I think it's the same changes that you're seeing all over the country are definitely present in Nashville as well. I think the bar for entry has lowered to the point that if you've got a great idea, you have access to cameras and lighting gear and sound, and you can get out there and get your movie made. That's kind of the beauty of it, and it's also kind of the struggle, is that the marketplace is just inundated with great indie film right now, and it's how do you stand out? How do you make your mark and get some attention on your thing? So. Nashville's got some really great projects coming out soon. So keep an eye on that space. But it's never been a better time to have a dream and an idea. That's for sure.
Well, Danny, Phil, congratulations. Thank you so much for talking with us. The movie is Clone Cops, in theaters, in limited release, also streaming. Go to clonecopsmovie.com. Guys, thank you so much for being on the show today. Take care.
Thanks for having us.
See ya later. That was great. I like talking to indie filmmakers. I like low budget, fun sci-fi. Bring it back.
And you stole my question, by the way, about the indie community. But it's like, even at Award This, I was talking to people, what is the indie community like in Atlanta? We have filmmakers from there, but that's the thing, is indie works because there's that growing community in each city across the nation here.
And as you are fond of saying,
What's going on here?
Hey,
What's happening?
I
must have been drunk. Yeah.
We are going to leave it there. Shorter show today because I have to get my tux on. I have to pick up a date. I have to go to the Critics' Choice Awards. I'll be posting videos tomorrow on my for members only. Might post some things on social media. Yeah, I mean, you might see me dancing at the. So look for that. We are back Monday with Versus with no Alan.
Yeah, no Alan.
Alan.
Probably
And
Wednesday
then-
with no
oh,
Alan.
Let me give you the schedule next week. No Alan for Versus, but Versus on Monday. Tuesday night, we're doing a social reaction. Dante, James, and I are seeing Captain America Brave New World. We will be doing a late night stream on Tuesday, probably 10 p.m. to discuss the movie briefly, do a short stream. Then Wednesday, Hollywood on the Rocks, Dante and I will give our full review of Captain America Brave New World. And then on Friday, Alan joins us.
Yeah, to talk about Captain America Brave New World. And
A week from today. So next week is all Captain America stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
and if you are in Orlando, I will be seeing Captain America at Disney Springs AMC Thursday night at 7:30. There are plenty of tickets avail.
Are there
you can join
plenty
me
of
for that?
tickets?
Yeah. Then let me plug the other stuff too. I'll be at MegaCon right after this, filming from the floor. Be hanging out with the Geeks and Gamers crew, and then I'll be at the meetup tomorrow as well.
When are you doing the live stream from MegaCon?
I should be doing it in 2 hours from now.
Okay, so 2 hours. Alan will be
4 o'clock.
live from MegaCon, and this is I love our thumbnail for Monday. For Versus, we'll talk Super Bowl, Captain America, everything next week with our whole Versus crew. Alan, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
This is hold on. China. This is hold on. China. This is hold on. China. This is China. This is
All right, Alan. All right,
Correct.
Alan. Enjoy your vacation, Alan.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Fun.
All right, have a good vacation.
Yep, I'm doing
Enjoy
Disney
the-
all next week.
And you're a Disney shill.
Yes, I am.
But
Muppet Vision. That's the thing we're looking forward to is Muppet Vision. Seeing it for the very last time.
Well, there you go. And have fun at MegaCon. I won't be watching. I'll be at Critics' Choice.
Yeah.
And
maybe I'll be watching that.
Hashtag cancel Disney Plus.
All right, Alan, what do you got to say?
Let's get out of here.
Wait, one last thing. I forgot to thank. Hang on a sec.
Oh, we're still live. Hey.
Thank you to our mod, Lord Thoth. And thank you to Atomic Lori, and thank you to
our guests
we
and
did
to
that
all of
wrong.
you.
What do we? All right, do it again.
Let's see. Let's
go ahead.
Let's get out of here.